Welcome back, guys. It's technically still day 3. I've had to bring these items in because it's got so cold outside that it's actually destroying some of the lacquer. That's not tarnishing it, it's actually making it go ripply because I went quite heavy with the last coat. So I've brought it in an attempt to save it because I don't want to do it again. It's as good as I'm ever going to get it. My capabilities with spraying aren't the best, and this is really good, so I'm chuffed. So I've brought them all in. That's there as well. Here's something you don't know. When I built these items for the truck, originally it was going to be an island setup. So we've got all of this lovely wood behind, which has been glued on top of crappy ply, basically. And you're not going to see it because it's going to be against the walls. A little disappointing about that because that's really nice. That's actually come out better carpentry wise than the other side that you've seen me do. So yeah, so it's in. First door went bang, which was the front door, and then late last night, the back door decided to jam. I do believe we might have had somebody trying to break in. Not 100% sure at the moment. They're sending officers out, and we'll know more when they've been to find out what's going on. How does this affect you? Well, I'm supposed to be heading to the DIY store today. It's not looking like I'm going to make it. So, what can I give you as a tube today? I think the only thing I can do is get that part of that wall prep that I started yesterday, and then turn my attentions to that one. And then if I've got enough wood left over, stick a batten up there and then stuff that with polystyrene, because that's all I've got left, and we can get that ready for the next piece of wood to go on. Ready in? Are we recording, are we?
Yes.
Okay. Thought you were going to clean up in here this morning.
I did clean up when you were sitting indoors.
So what's all that in?
That's you. You can get the broom. I'll pass it to you. Hang on.
Yeah, mess you made.
I'm not clearing up your mess.
Right, moving on.
Change the subject.
Yep, I get chewed up. It appears we might have had a break-in attempt last night. I had a policeman ring me back. He's very suspicious about the 2 door locks being broken the very same day. Found some marks on the back door. It's a possibility we might have had somebody attempt to break in, I don't know. So I'll keep you posted on that one. Now, what are we doing now that half the day is over? We're going to cut some ply. I wanted to go down to Wickes today. I still might attempt it later on, but we're going to cut that bit of ply out of that nasty bit that came out of that floor behind me. And then we'll mark where the screw holes are and see if we can't glue and screw that onto the steel somehow. All of these have got to come out. Put that on there, then we'll cut a piece of ply out. We'll temporarily fit it onto these battens, and then I'll mask tape across for where I want the decoration like that on the bottom where it's going to be seen, and then we'll move on to that piece over there.
Sorry.
Up top, we'll get that one filled in.
Can I just say something?
You're too short, you can't reach.
I can't see at the top. That's not funny. I'll try.
Give me the camera. Right, that one has got to be dealt with all the way along. There you go.
Thank you. Don't smile at me. It's not funny when you're being short. When you're a short person. Don't start throwing stuff.
I'll stop mucking around. We're supposed to be having a serious building documentary.
Yeah. Well, come on then. Get on with it.
And you're laughing about. Right. I need my. There it is. So we'll draw a line. I was going to cut that bit of wood with jigsaw, but I might take it in the shed after all and slice it up. I'm just going to randomly draw a line, and so I've got a reasonably decent edge.
You just hit me with that stick.
Sorry, dear.
I should think so too.
I wonder if that's the same width.
Was it the same width?
Yeah.
Of course, chilly today.
Yeah, it's not the warmest.
Do you get afraid we're going to get some snow soon?
Don't know.
Cold in my bones.
Well, thanks to Matt up the road, I've got a heater in there now, so I don't care if it does snow. We're not working on the outside, so...
What are you doing all these lines for?
Because I'm going to make a track for snails and throw bets at the one that wins, but we might be here a few days though.
Very, very funny. Oh my God.
Right, last line. Right, stop. What I've done is I've roughly cut out a piece of that ply from the floor. I wire brushed the PV yeah, they'll get wire brushed off. It's the only way you'll get rid of them. And we'll go from there really. I'll get her back in here after she's made a jam, which I've got to do a run. I've got to do a Wix run anyway, so I've already put sealant there, so I'll be careful here. I'm going to go right to the end. There. We might as well. You'll also note I've drilled holes. That's where the screws are that have got to be drawn back out again. Goddamn stuff. Blinking go everywhere, this dude. And if you're wondering why the hammer action is on, it's because the driller's broken. Break it a little while back by mistake. Pity really, it's a damn good drill. Right, that fits. So, 2 subscribers, or 1 friend and 1 subscriber, has described me. It's made me laugh, this did. Apparently I've got a new nickname behind the scenes. The Mad Professor. Did you know that, Christopher?
Nope.
Our old matey up the road, Frank, calls me the Mad Professor, or the Mad Scientist. I think it was Professor, he said. And another subscriber that I've met emailed me yesterday and said to me, you know, you remind me of the Mad Professor of Blue Peter in the 70s. Do you, anyone remember? I think his name was Alfred, and he was absolutely bonkers. It was a scientist stroke inventor that they brought on. I'm pretty sure it was the 70s, the days of Val and Noxie. He used to make these weird inventions out of push-bike wheels and stuff that always used to go wrong. I don't know if any of you guys have a memory of that. Well, the first strip is in place. It does sit a little lower than that wood, unfortunately. Bit of a nuisance. But I think if we pack it out, I mean, what I'll do possibly is I'll glue oh god, my head's not working today. I'll glue the panel on that's got to go over, and we'll put polyurethane glue underneath it, and instead of screwing it straight down, we'll just leave it loose for a little bit for the glue to fizz. Once the glue's gone hard, or semi-hard at least, then we'll glue it down. But unless I pink grip underneath it, I do need to build that up a little bit higher than what it is. The only other option is to cut a thinner strip of this rubbish, which I could do, wouldn't be difficult, and put that over the top and glue that down, and then put the ply straight on top of that. Unfortunately, everything is just odd bod, different heights. It's a real pain in the butt. That has to go up, but we've got to trim that yet. So that top piece has got to be trimmed, and that's got to be 2 foot exactly. And I can promise you now that line is not going to be very good, because when I cut this in the car park, I mucked that line up big time. So we'll put the dicky line at the top where it's going to be hidden behind the cupboards. So what I need to do now is get this out, lay it on the bins, measure across, draw a line out, and then with a jigsaw bring it back and very, very carefully cut the neatest line I can possibly come up with, which won't be easy. Right. Right, if you're wondering why, it's a camera on me. If you're wondering why I use a felt tip mark for my lines instead of a pencil, which is what you're supposed to do, it's these. I can't see that pencil line very well. So by putting the black line on there, it's wide enough for my eyesight to clock it, because I'm not very good close up. And then I keep that blade as close to that centre as I possibly can. It's not foolproof, it's not perfect, but it does work for me. So if anyone's wondering why I'm doing it with a pen, that's why. Oh, you pig. The wrong bloody bit. That smoother edge up there was meant to be at the bottom. Wasn't paying attention. Right. There we go. No?
I'm back!
Oh, she wants the camera.
You can go and get something to eat and give me the camera. My turn. Thank you. Let's see.
How old is he?
Don't know.
Right. I can tell you now, that don't reach that, so I've got to put, oh, this blinking stuff. I've got to put a piece of thinner ply, and I mean that corner's quite tragic. Right, I just want temporary hold and screws, so that will do. You don't need any more than that in there, so it gives you an idea where this is heading. A little bit of trimming to do. Get this to fit a bit better. Don't quite know how or why or where. Where's my jigsaw gone?
In the big tub. Come on then, you're going to make a noise again. Make my teeth go in.
does actually fit on there a bit better now. Is that but no. So now we are. There we go. We're right flush up against that bit of wood, and we're level. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah. Right. Put temporary screw in. And then we'll get the masking tape. I think I have a little left over. And we need to now work out what we're doing. Do we dye it in that colour and hand brush it on, lacquer? Because once that's dried, you see, that can go up. Because the cupboard will be coming roughly under here somewhere. I need that little extra headspace, so all that wood's going to be on show.
4?
4, it's going to have to be 4. Yeah. I'll cheap a can of varnish at some point before we finish. So it's going there. Whack a bit of wood on where that tape is, so we'll stain that. Oh, this is not going to last long. Battery's nearly dead on this as well. I've got 4 of these to do. So we'll have to put those back. They'll have to be longer.
You've got it on top of the other one, ain't you?
No. What are you on about?
A bit of wood will put it on top, sort of weight.
Oh, that's lifted off. That screw's too long. Shift.
Trying to pull that wedge in one.
I'll go right over, right up. Right. This is where I do need some help. Right, sorry guys, wife's gonna have to put camera down for a minute.
Dogs about them.
Huh? Ain't long enough. Oh. These are probably too long, which means I'll have to grind them up on the back end. Oh well, all I can do now is let that dry, throw the jigsaw underneath, try and trim it off a bit, what I'm probably going to have to do now, because I've messed this up big time, is run a piece of alley underneath there. So the varnishing idea is now out the window. Right, quick update. A question was asked tonight, just before I was due to upload, about the seals. You've got an edge here. That's going to have a large sticky back rubber double D seal on there, all the way around, all across there. And then on here, there's a piece of angle behind this piece of wood. This is what I've been screwing to tonight. There will be a flat rubber glued onto that one. So when this surface here, when this slide out goes in, the two surfaces should mate, and that should give me a solid watertight seal that will stop the water from pouring in. Now on the inside, the same system will occur, if I can neaten that up. On this slide out, because the slide out has dropped on the wheels underneath at the moment, and there's nothing I can do about it until I start thinking about the seals. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a wooden block on the side of this, which will bolt straight through all the way up and around. That will run all the way around the outside and all the way down, and also underneath. On the floor itself, and we can turn our attentions to this side, on the floor up against that edge will be another block of wood screwed in, so there's a lip. When the slide out forces its way out, that block of wood, which is on this side, rubber seal will be glued onto the wood like that wood there. The wooden block will sit over the top like that, and as the slide out goes out, the two halves will mate and the two rubbers will literally seal together. So the wooden seals will actually contain a rubber seal on both sides. So hopefully every rainstorm we get, every wind, every snow, water cannot get in. What a lot of the modern motorhomes do now is they put a windscreen wiper rubber type thing along, which scrapes the roof back, scrapes the walls back, so all the water that sits in a rainy day doesn't come in. Unfortunately, that's not going to be practical for me, so what I will be packing with me instead is a squeegee on a long stick, so if we do slide the slide outs back in on a wet rainy day, we can clear the water off the roof before we slide in. And another thing they do is they put blinds up on the outside, which are fixed to the roof line of the van, and they hook up onto the outer edge of the slide out, so they sort of sit on the outside so the rain doesn't fall on the inside. But that don't stop the leaves. I mean, you get leaf clog, you get everything. So these slide outs are a heck of a lot stronger than the average ones you get in normal everyday motorhomes. They run on electric motors that tend to jam and break. They also suffer with broken teeth. There's a track that runs along, and sometimes that track gets destroyed. Sometimes they fall out of their home. These are solidly built. These are on hydraulics. These are on heavy duty rollers. Only problem is on this side I didn't weld the rollers up properly, and I've dropped one. So that's not hard. It's not a hard fix. I've just got to jack that slide out up to get it square, and then push the rollers back up to where they need to be sitting, and then weld them back up properly this time. It's just me being lazy, not doing my job properly. So I would like to say thank you very much for your comments again, because I've just read every comment I've had since I've been doing this daily update, and you've been watching me work. I have noticed that I've had more comments than normal, so my videos must have been getting quite boring for you guys to respond to the way you have on these new videos. They're hard to do, and if I try and do them like this every single week, at the end of the week I have about 6 or 7 hours worth of footage, and by the time I've chopped and edited everything down, there'll be nothing. You won't see nothing. So I will try and keep these daily ones going as long as I can, as long as you're patient enough with me. I would like more comments regarding these, so yeah, if you're liking them. I mean, it looks like you are, but I've lost 3 subscribers this week and gained 1. I don't know, some blokes don't like women involved in bloke stuff, see? So there you go, that's that. I'm out of here. Bye bye.